In the arid lands near the Dead Sea, two cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, stood as centers of wealth, trade, and depravity. These cities, known far and wide for their wickedness, were filled with people who indulged in all manner of sin, turning their backs on righteousness and justice. Their evil deeds became so great that the cries of their victims reached the heavens, and the Lord, in His justice, decided that the time had come to act. One day, as the sun blazed high in the sky, Abraham sat at the entrance of his tent, seeking respite from the heat. Suddenly, he looked up and saw three men standing nearby. Recognizing them as messengers of the Lord, Abraham quickly got up and hurried to greet them, bowing low to the ground. "My Lord, if I have found favor in your eyes, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought so that you may wash your feet and rest under this tree. Let me bring you something to eat to refresh you, and then you may continue on your way." The Lord nodded in agreement, and Abraham hurried into the tent where his wife Sarah was. Quickly, knead 3 measures of the finest flour and bake some bread. He then ran to the herd, selected a choice calf, and gave it to a servant to prepare. Once the food was ready, Abraham served it to his guests under the shade of the tree, standing nearby as they ate. As they finished their meal, the Lord turned to Abraham, his expression serious. "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. I have chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just." The Lord paused, then continued with a grave tone. "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous. I will go down to see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know." The 2 men who were with the Lord turned and began walking toward Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord, troubled by what he had heard. "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous people in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you. Will not the judge of all the earth do right?" The Lord looked upon Abraham with compassion, understanding the sincerity of his plea. "If I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake." Relieved, but still anxious, Abraham pressed further. "Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, though I am but dust and ashes, what if the number of the righteous is 5 less than 50? Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5 people? If I find 45 there, I will not destroy it." But Abraham, knowing the depth of Sodom's wickedness, continued to intercede. "What if only 40 are found there? For the sake of 40, I will not do it. May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak. What if only 30 can be found there? I will not do it if I find 30 there. Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, what if only 20 can be found there? For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it. May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak just once more. What if only 10 can be found there? For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." With that, the Lord departed, and Abraham returned to his tent, his heart heavy with the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. As night fell, the 2 angels sent by the Lord arrived at the gates of Sodom. Lot, Abraham's nephew, was sitting there. When he saw them, he immediately rose to greet them, bowing low. "My lords, please turn aside to your servant's house. You can wash your feet and spend the night, and then go on your way early in the morning." But the angels replied, "No, we will spend the night in the square."